skies turn gray. The sports bar's warmth makes the worries sway. Ships half eaten, laughter fades in the air, but we hold on a moment to treasure so rare. We'll laugh through the tears as the night unfolds, creating memories like stories retold. Raise your glasses high, let's make a toast to friends and good vibes, that's what we love most. With games on the screen and snacks on the side, at the sports bar we gather, let the fun be our guide. As the jukebox plays, familiar tunes start to play. Each note, a reminder of friends who couldn't stay. The wind's gone cold, but we savor the vibe in the heart of the night, where spirits revive. So here's to the past and the friends we've known. In this funky bar, we'll never be alone. Raise your glasses high, let's make a toast to friends and good vibes, that's what we love most. With games on the screen and snacks on the side, at the sports bar we gather, let the fun be our guide. Out and the lights grow dim, we'll carry this joy through thick and thin.
Hey, well, hello. You're on Swivel at the Sports Bar. Another week, another interesting week of sports behind us and ahead. We got the big trade to talk about. We have the Super Bowl right around the corner. I mean, it's going to be a good week for sports. So anyway, while I wait for maybe a couple of guys to roll up, if not, we're going to go and chill ourselves. So like I said, welcome aboard. You know, like, share, and subscribe. Definitely share this show. Let's get some more folks in the audience to talk about it, and leave some comments, you know, in the chat, and also leave some comments for the replay. And let's get it kicking. All right. Copyright disclaimer. Of course, I'm going to use content from elsewhere. It's all fair use. Just little clips from here to there to get some points across, get some other folks' ideas out there besides just my own and whoever's on the panel, and we'll have some fun. All right. So, of course, we got to talk football, right? We got to get the football. Now, I mean, I'm not going to say out of the way, but we got to talk football. The Super Bowl's coming up, and of course, we know it's the Chiefs against the Eagles, and I think it's almost. I mean, everybody's going to lean. Not everybody, but a lot of people are going to lean towards Patrick Mahomes. But before we get there, Justin Tucker got himself in a whole bunch of trouble, right? And I don't understand. We're going to talk about the allegations a little bit about, you know, him going to massage therapists and they wanting happy endings. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand these guys. I really don't. I mean, as far as it's not about the happy endings. I understand about the happy endings. I'm saying if this is one of your proclivities, that, you know, you want to be massaged and have happy endings, there's professionals for that. They got professionals out there for that. I mean, you know, I'm kind of stuck in between anyway. I think massage therapists who do private massage stuffs over your massages, especially if they're good-looking women over your house. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but somebody rubbing up on your body is. How could it not be sensual? It's a sensual kind of thing, right? Even if it ain't sexual, I mean, the rubbing and this and that is you. If she's a pretty lady, I mean, there's just no way it's not going to move, right? Just like in like George Costanza, and that's, you know, that comedy, right? He said it moved. Of course, man. I mean, if a lady is rubbing on you, it's just going to move. If there's any life left in you, it's going to move. And you know what I mean by it's going to move. So If this guy needed those kind of massages, just like Deshaun Watson, the stupidity of it is, don't turn a woman who may or may not be in pseudo sex work. Don't give them the opening that they could come get you because you have a lot of money. I don't know why men who have all that money are so stupid. Leaving yourself unguarded. Where's your NDAs? Where's your agreements to make sure that if you let a woman in your house, that you're somewhat protected? Where's your video cameras? Where's all of that stuff that you need to have to protect yourself? It's like you don't understand what kind of world we're living in, right? This is not to absolve him, but still. Hey, Coach, what's going on, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm sitting down here talking about Justin Tucker, right?
Mm-hmm.
We haven't got the Super Bowl yet, but he's in trouble like Deshaun Watson. You heard about that, right?
Yeah, I've been hearing about it.
Yeah, but my point is, how come if you like to have happy endings, how come you just don't get a professional masseuse? A sex worker.
Amen.
So, I mean, that's just stupid. Wow, how could you be rich and leave yourself open, even with any woman coming into your house for a private anything with no NDAs, no video cameras, anything? They could just say anything and your whole world's over.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you would think money make you smarter in a sense, but in today's climate, and it's not something new, most athletes should have learned from Deshaun Watson that, you cover you, I don't know, man. I agree with you. You should have just a designated, I don't know, man. Somebody who that's what their job is, to come and do what you want.
Exactly. I mean, or an agency that, if you want to mix it up, different chicks. And not only that, if you're rich enough, you know what I'm saying? You should have a Dan. And when I say you should have a Dan, I mean, you should have like a guy who's your Dan. Hey, Dan, get me this. Hey, Dan, get me that. Hey, Dan, I'm going to this city. Make sure I'm hooked up. Right? So you don't even have to do the initiation. You have that butler, that guy who's your, the guy who fixes things for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some of these guys got guys so they don't get their hands dirty at all. Make sure everything is signed, sealed, delivered. Let's have the cameras in the right place. But I don't understand how stupid, because these guys are not poor.
Not at all.
Excuse me. Anyway, so I mean, it's just dumb, So this, if the Ravens were in the Super Bowl, it would be interesting to see what ESPN would make out of this story. They like covering up stories, especially if it's not a brother.
I mean, but what's crazy is, when I compare it to Deshaun Watson was an ESPN highlight every day.
Every single day. Every day. I mean, he, of course, we got to say he was an idiot, but he definitely was a highlight every single day. All right, so man, I got this thing, and I don't necessarily need to play it. The top 10 Super Bowl halftime shows. Who do you think was your top 10? Who's in your? Dude, give me your top 3.
Oh man, I don't even really watch I couldn't even tell you, man, because Super Bowl halftime shows, I'm not really into them like that. I think the last one over the last maybe 8-9 years was with Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
That's one I really watched as part of the whole show. I remember the Janet Jackson, Super Bowl debacle, but
that was a long time ago.
That's it. I don't really.
All right, this is
Stone Magazine ranked all the Super Bowl halftime shows from worst to best.
This is
At number
quick.
10, Lady Gaga. 9,
Young Lady
Madonna.
Gaga.
8, Rihanna.
She's pregnant here.
7, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. 6, Shakira and Jennifer Lopez.
I thought this show was decent.
5, Aerosmith, Britney Spears, NSYNC, Nelly and Mary J. Blige. 4. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg,
This was
Eminem,
cool.
Mary
This
J.
one was
Blige,
cool.
50 Cent, and Kendrick Lamar. 3. Beyonce. 2. U2. And the number 1 spot goes to Prince.
Prince, of course.
Rolling
Especially when it started raining. You know,
Yeah, I remember that Prince. No, I
that
was
was
saying I remember that Prince. So yeah, I would give it to Prince. You know, everybody else, it really don't matter what you order. But yeah, I would say Prince was
I
probably the best.
agree with you. I mean, that's just something I was looking at, you know, to before we get to the nitty gritty, of course. All right, the Super Bowl, the Chiefs. There's a little discussion we could have. I want to play a little bit of this one. So, have you decided on who you think is going to win the game yet? Now that you had more of a week to think about it.
No, man, I'm still in the air, man. I probably go down to that day, man. I'm waiting to see if anybody injured themselves. Yeah, I go down to the damn near kickoff for real. So
Oh man, that's funny, man. So you're gonna just hold on or tune in, huh?
yeah, because I ain't only know a bet on no games or nothing.
Neither do I.
I would want Jalen Hurts to win one.
Okay.
He's a young brother quarterback, but the Chiefs, yeah, I can see the league wanting them to make history,
What you
but I
mean by that? We're gonna get back to what you mean by the league wanting them to make history.
hey man, listen, man, I can see if it's close, I can see a couple of calls needed to put them in a
man.
situation to win it. I'm serious. I can see a couple of calls, man, like especially late in the fourth quarter, like the last
One
3
of
or 4 minutes.
those roughing the passer calls when the guy hits his just
Yeah,
touches.
something like that. Some late hit out of bounds.
Well, we're
Oh,
gonna come back. We'll come back to
It's
that
Chris
for a
Berman.
second.
And boom, on these days when we get to watch greatness, which we just did, I'm interested in your perspective on that guy, his coach, Andy Reid, who you know so well, just their ability, Chris, to stay present in this pursuit of history and not be satisfied. Something I know their tight end told you when you visited with him. I find that maybe the most amazing of all. I'm interested in how you see it.
Well, first of all, pleasure to be talking Super Bowl and playoffs with you, NFL football. You've done a great job all year.
Thank you.
Look, the Chiefs, I mean, I hope we understand what we're watching. I know we all do. I mean, a three-peat obviously has never been done. They're the first of the 9 now that have tried to get back to the Super Bowl. So that speaks to what they've accomplished in a changing roster. This isn't the Steelers where most of the players were the same. And I'm not saying that they're better or worse. I'm just comparing it to history. So when you heard that interview that Travis said, yeah, we know about it, but that's not something we talk about, a three-peat in the locker room, every day, every week. I think they know, especially this year's team, Scott, if you just do it to that. Every win is by 3 points or 2 or 1 or a blocked field goal or a size 15 shoe that should have been size 13. And I'm kidding, of course, on the line at the beginning game of the year for Baltimore. We could go on. And I thought maybe Josh Allen would get them in position, Buffalo, to kick at least a tying field goal. But yet, last year, the defense was their calling card, whereas their first Super Bowls were more offensive, right? Even though a guy like Chris Jones has been there along and there are a couple others. But the defense, when you needed it most, see, it's not Mahomes with 400 yards. And Kelsey, what did he catch today? 2? So it's whatever's needed. And with Patrick, I like calling him the electric eel. He'll never go down as, a running quarterback. Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick, Steve Young, we can name him, or the quarterback now. But that's the unsung part of his game. So it's what's ever needed. And
let's stop it there, right? And that's the key, right? There's nobody who's, remember, I think it was like Duke at one point. Everybody thought they got all the calls. They just executed better than everybody else down the stretch. There's some teams that when it's clutch, they just execute, and it seems like they get calls. Yeah, they might, but they just execute better than everybody else. Like Chicago Bulls, when they had those 2 runs, when it counted, man, they just executed better. Well, I don't know how else to put it.
I mean, you're right. You know what I'm saying? It comes down to execution. Um, but again, football is just so subjective in a sense. You could call holding 50% of the time teams run plays. You can call pass interference. But I would like to see a good game. But I believe if in order for Philly to win, they're going to have to be up by at least 10 or more in the final 2 minutes.
You know what? I was going to say something similar to what you just said. I think that they're going to have to leave no doubt. I don't believe you're right. It can't be close.
Yeah.
And with Kansas City having the ball, it just can't. Because somehow that last drive, there's going to be, there may be a couple of miracles.
Mm-hmm. A couple of calls.
Oh man, you know what though? But I want Kansas City to win. I do. I really want them to win because of course, it's not my team, but just something about witnessing once in a lifetime stuff. So even if Jalen Hurts wins, I'll be happy for him. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it one way or the other. But some way, shape, form, or fashion, how often are we going to get a chance to witness some kind of historical event from a sports standpoint?
Yeah, and that's what makes it sort of interesting because people like this type of stuff. Fans, people that make the rules, they like to see history made in the moment.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
There's no way around it. No way around it. So we got that down. So we got to come on and get over to basketball. Man, before we talk about the big trade, let's just go ahead and kind of get warmed up on a couple of top 10 highlights. Before we get on, go in on what's going on, because we all know the big trade is the only thing that'll have people talking about the NBA at this time of year is the trade.
7 games of Hoops on a Tuesday. We got top 10 right here on NBA.com. At number 10, Shaden doing some space invading as he gets the steal, and then things get real.
When the car, you won't.
Rips the rim apart, and that one gets in at number 10. Moving along to number 9 for some Maxey on Max Crime. Check out the crossover, then this one was over. Tyrese dropping Christie on the slide, and he knocks his shot down. That's it at number 9. Up to number 8, and it's a baseline find and a beautiful dime from LeBron over to Rui Hachimura. And Rui, you better knock that shot down. That one gets in at number 8. We're up to number 7, and Josh Giddey with the perfect pass, and Modest Buzelis with the big rim crash, bringing the truth from the roof on this alley-oop. That's in at number 7. At number 6, Keon shining brighter than neon as he gets a big crossover and a jam here for the Nets. And look at him quick getting way up off his feet. That's it at number 6. At number 5, we're playing a little football. Joel Embiid with the hike, and then Tyrese with the perfect release on this triple. That one gets in at number 5. On to number 4, and have we ever gotten this high up off the floor? Kristaps goes up, but Jarrett meets him way up high in the sky to deny. That one's in at number 4. At number 3, I would assume who turns the corner, then he goes dunking on Duncan. Look at him get way up and in a hurry, getting by Robinson as he gets in at number 3. We're up to number 2, the Nets. down 4 with less than 10 to go. They get a 3, but then all a men can do is get it in. A turnover would be the only sin, but suddenly it's D'Angelo with a shot for the win. Look at that. 6 points in quick succession for Brooklyn as they just steal this one from the Houston Rockets. That's in at number 2. But at number 1, it's Donovan Mitchell with those bionic hops on Kristaps as he comes in from the treetops, just hanging and gliding right on by Porzingis as he brings this to land. At number 1 on NBA.com.
It's my man. Hey, are you at home or are you in the car?
I'm at home. I'm just
okay. All right. So what's next for us? Let's get back to it. We're gonna get down to the nitty gritty in a second. So let's talk about the players on the trading block, because tomorrow's the deadline date, right?
Yeah.
Durant, Butler, Brandon Ingram, and Zion Williams. I mean, there's more Williamson, but there's more. But I think these were the 4 biggest names that I think are on the block. You heard of anybody else?
Not so far outside the ones that have already been traded. You know, pretty much they only they're only talking about those big name guys, Durant, like you said, Butler, a few others, but you know, other than that, I don't think it's going to be too much.
All right, so let's get down to what we need to get down to. The trade heard around the world. Luka, 25-year-old for Mr. Glass, AD, 32 years old. What do you think?
I was surprised that Dallas gave him up. You know, Anthony Davis is now. He had just made a comment during the interview, said that he wished that he could play a little bit more 4 instead of 5. Okay, and Dallas, he's gonna be more of the 5 anyway.
Oh, no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that.
Until Lively comes back, you know, the young guy that got hurt.
Okay.
But then you still don't have Luka. You're just going to have Kyrie. So it's going to, and Kyrie is he's more of a scoring guard. So it's going to be interesting to see how it works out.
Well, he's more of a scoring guard because they allowed Doncic to have the ball in his hands as a point forward.
Yeah.
You know? So he had to share it. But if you ask Kyrie to be a point guard, he could do that just as well. He just haven't really been on team. Well, he hasn't won on teams where he was a top point guard. But remember that he LeBron. Yeah, so here's some thoughts about
NBA history. But why? Why did the Mavericks trade prime Luka for AD and 1 pick? Why didn't they ask every team for their best package? Why do it now and not wait for the summer? Tristan Thompson said Luka getting traded from Dallas has to have a deeper story behind it, and he's right. So the details are the Lakers get Luka, Maxi Kleber, Markieff Morris. Mavs get AD, Max Christie, the Lakers first, and the Jazz have to be a 3rd team in here to make it work. They get Jalen Hood-Schifino in 2 seconds. Now, before we get to why this happened, Luka is going to pair up with his idol LeBron James in LA. So the Lakers 2 seconds.
All right. So do you know any of these other guys? I heard of Maxi Kleber, Max Christie, Jalen Hood. Yeah. All right. So they had to have another team come in. But essentially, we're really talking about Luka for Doncic. Now, who do you think is better served right now? I think the Lakers will actually have a better team already.
I agree. I think the Lakers have become a lot better. I think it's going to be important for the defense, though, for the Lakers, because you're losing a shot blocker.
Right.
But, you know, LeBron, he showed out last night.
I heard.
But you still need that shot blocker. And I think they're going to have to go out and get another big guy.
But how good does he have to be other than just be somebody who could
just a rebounder, you know, 6, 8, 10 points a game, 10, 12 rebounds. That's it. He ain't got, use up his 5 fouls. He ain't got to be no ball, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that demand the ball like AD, but you got Luka. Luka go give you 25 every night.
And Luka is more clutch.
Yeah, he gonna give you 25. That's gonna take a lot of pressure off LeBron.
No doubt. For scoring, no, absolutely no. Even though AD is a good scorer, he's not as clutch as nobody. He's not as clutch as Luka. Not in scoring. Mm-hmm. So, and what else he could do on the court, right? So it's going to be interesting. But okay, so what about Dallas? How big of a step do they take back when they got more defense? Maybe they get comparable offense, maybe 4 or 5 points less, but they get another big man in AD, who's actually a championship player. And Kyrie Irving now has a big man to play with that is skillful.
Yeah, I think it's going to help Dallas, with AD being down there. But, people forget Derek Lively, he's a 7-footer. He's a big man.
Right.
So, and he's hurt. That's the only thing, he's been hurt. But I think with him, maybe, as far as this season, I can see him going to at least the second round. If not, I can see him in the second round, because when you start getting closer to OKC, who else is up there in the West? Denver. It gets a little tight. LA, I think it's LA is number 5 right now. But I can see LA moving up to number 4, 3, with Luka coming, because I can see LA going on at least a 5-game winning streak. And Dallas, they lost last night, so they're gonna need more than AD to me.
I hear you. Hey man, hey, Charles, if you're there, man, hit the link, man, and come on up, man. So you got it. Anyway, so yeah, you're right. I agree with you. I think it's going to be interesting, but I tell you what, the NBA, that's why people think Dallas wanted to get rid of him for some reason, because he loses $115 million by this trade. Because now Luka can't get that max deal. They're super max. So he loses money. So I don't know. I don't think he really cares. Because he's going to be in for a couple of really big contracts anyway. But I mean, who cares? $100 million, $100 million. I mean, let me not go crazy. So I think they just wanted to get that fat thing, that he got too fat and they don't want him no more. I think that's bull. I mean, a 25-year-old man can get too fat off real easy. He's not a Zion Williamson.
I mean, him and Zion are in the same boat to me.
No, he's not.
Yes, because Zion, he's built more muscular. Luka look like he's just
well, he hasn't been. He had that one calf injury, and they try to say that was his weight or being out of shape. But he showed up for a whole lot more games than Zion Williamson.
Oh yeah, for sure. But again,
how are you going to compare a 25-year-old man to his 19-year-old body?
I mean, Zion is 22, 23 now.
Older than that now.
Away. That's what I'm saying. They few years away.
Zion came in fat.
But he was only like 20 pounds overweight.
It's not the same, man. It is not the same.
Zion can give you 5 a night. He just injured. He just got Zion. To me, just got weak. I don't know.
He got a weak constitution.
His upper body, his lower body doesn't match his upper body. That's his problem.
You know why? I think because he doesn't do the conditioning he needs to do for his lower body.
Yeah, you got to have a balance in your body.
He probably has to have like masseuse, and he probably ain't drinking water. I can see him drinking sodas and drinking all kinds of bad stuff for you, messing around with these prostitutes and stuff like. I mean,
he drinking rosé. He out there drinking rosé and Don Perignon.
He ain't got no electrolytes in his body or nothing. The guy's just out there eating hoagies and shit, man. He ain't the same. It's just not the same. His mind is not even there. Anyway, but hey, Luka's now. I bet you he's gonna have a chip on his shoulder. I think Luka's gonna do a Saquon Barkley to Dallas.
Yeah, I can see that with LA because hanging around LeBron, I've noticed that everybody that played with LeBron, they idolized him. So he's going to elevate his game. He'll probably hang out with LeBron this summer, get in great shape, come back average damn near 30 and 10. You know, so.
Yeah, man. What's going on, Charles? Yeah, but yeah.
All right,
What's
man.
going on, Paul?
What's going
What's
on, guys?
happening?
I'm
What's
hanging
up?
in there. All right. But by the way, just for my comment on the trade, I think it's a bad trade for LA.
Go ahead.
Because championship went defense. Right now, without AD in the middle, guys are going to be driving through the lane and getting layups all game long.
Remember that they only won in the bubble, man. They haven't won anywhere else, even with AD.
Yeah, but AD was an anchor at that center. You know, I mean, they couldn't just drive in. You know what I'm saying? Get layups. Now without
Yeah,
AD,
I agree.
yeah, because like I said, defense wins championships, man, not just offense.
That's true.
Nobody can disagree with that. That's for sure.
And I think they did win the last year's in-season tournament at LA. Remember that?
Yeah, well, that's only because LeBron wanted to be the first one to win. You know how LeBron, man, he wants to have something on his mantle. He says, man, that was more important to him than the championship. The first in-season game, the first in-season MVP is me, LeBron. You know, does Jordan have one of those? You know, that's LeBron. You know, but
based on stats alone, based on stats, I think LeBron is the GOAT, man. Just on the stats.
Oh no, here you go, man. Stop.
He's not. He doesn't have 2. He has 4 rings instead of 6. But you know, like all the other stats,
Okay, hold on. He doesn't just have 4 rings. He has 4 out of 11 rings. Or 10, right? 4 out of 10 rings. How many rings does Jordan have?
He got 4. By the way, he has 5 rings. The indoor tournament counts.
What you talking about, man? What you talking about?
The indoor tournament that he won, that counts as a ring. Nah?
No.
Why not?
That don't count as a ring.
It's a championship.
Listen, stop it. It's indoor, it's the in-season. Anyway, man, so Cavaliers lost their 10th game. So any hopes for the record is gone. The Thunder's hanging on by one thread, and that's going to be going in the next 5 games. So when is the All-Star break? This weekend, next weekend? Not next weekend?
I think it's the following weekend, yeah. This weekend is the Super Bowl.
Nothing else going on this weekend but the Super Bowl on Sunday. That's for sure.
Exactly. Yeah, they wouldn't have it at the same weekend. Forget it. Yeah.
No, I know. That's why I said it's next weekend. I believe. Yeah, I don't even like the lineup. So what's next on the docket? We don't have to talk about them or them. I'm not watching any of these games, but the season's going on, man. I don't know what the ratings are. I still haven't seen any games. I might try to catch it. I got to catch a couple of these games before the season's over just to see what it looks like. So this weekend, on Friday, we got a couple of games coming up. Maybe I'll just tune into TNT to see how it goes. Baseball's out, hockey's out. Just in case you want to look at the schedule, the Panthers, Capitals, the Jets, and I copied it twice for the Pacific, so that's no good. So forget that. All right, Big Three's out. So let's go to other sports banter. All right, this is my man, loudmouth Stephen A. Smith. He has an issue with the fact that his quick hitters. He has an issue with the fact that LaMelo Ball got left off the All-Star team. He's having a pretty damn good. He's a volume shooter, but he's having a great season. Anybody watch any of his games?
But hasn't he been injured a lot though?
No,
I think he barely played, dude. Huh?
No. His brother was injured more than him, but he's back too. But LaMelo is having a fantastic year, but the team is under 500.
Yeah.
You know, so if your team is not winning, you tend to lose the spotlight, no matter how good you are. So he's the best brother. He's the best brother, I think. He's the best one. And his brother still on Chicago. He's playing this year though, but he hasn't been making any headlines because again, Chicago ain't that good either.
Yeah.
So I was gonna play a little bit of Stephen A, but I don't want to hear his voice. You know, I was saying, Anyway, I thought I took this one out. Shit, no, I didn't. We talked about this last week.
Lamar, yeah, that's fun. Yeah.
The GOAT, Clarissa Shields. Have you listen? I remember her when she first the year she won an Olympic gold medal. The male boxing team, they were out, right? Nobody had shit. So she came out of nowhere and won the medal. And she was the only USA who won a medal that year. This was like 2012? Something like that. You remember Ferb?
Yeah, I remember, man. You know, hey.
Was it 2012 or something like that? It was a while ago.
12, 14, something.
Yeah, something like that. She won, but she was, of course, she was smaller. Now she's fighting heavyweight. Okay, and she's making a little bit of money, by the way, as a boxer. Now I'm gonna have a question about her later on, but I want y'all to see a little bit of her championship that she just won. Excuse me. Where's it at? Okay. This is just a couple of seconds of the last round. Fair you see.
Right hand there from Shields. She's looking to land that big punch, and when she does connect,
I think Victor was in the back.
very much in the fight, but there's no real effect on Clarissa. She is just too clever with her back against the ropes, riding and swimming through those shots. Oh my goodness! Big shot.
Wow, she got up quick. She should have been laying down after that punch.
You see, but she's a heavyweight, so she's a big bruiser. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, my girl got her. Yeah. So that was the best shot of the fight, and so Shields won the heavyweight championship. So she won, and that was the deciding factor. But it was a unanimous decision anyway. I just wanted to show a little bit.
Yeah, but I've never seen a boxer get up that quick after a knockdown.
Well, I mean, you don't watch boxing that much.
Nah, that was amazing the way she recovered right away. That's wow.
Well, I mean, it was a flash knockdown. It was a flash knockdown. So sometimes it happens that way.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a 2-point round, though.
Exactly.
So that's what. Excuse me. I've had some. Okay, can y'all guys see this? Okay, the questions. All right, does Kansas City, get the calls from the ref? We talked about that a little bit further. What about you, Charles? Do you think the Kansas City gets a favoritism?
I think so. If it's close, they'll get the benefit of the doubt. It's gotta be. It's gotta be obvious. If not, yeah, like I said, they'll get the close calls.
Such as what? A pass interference, or rougher than the passer, what?
Well, like pass interference, or perhaps even a close fumble or something. The guy doesn't tuck the ball away, he gets grabbed. They might, if it's close enough, they might call an incomplete pass or something. Who knows?
Right,
but I think, like I said, if it's close enough, they'll get the calls.
I agree. We're waiting for that.
Yeah, holding, whatever. That's all those kind of stuff.
Okay, how about Clarissa Shields? You just saw her. Some people are calling her the greatest woman of all time in boxing over Layla Ali. Have you ever seen Layla Ali fight? Anybody?
Oh yeah, I fought with her in her career.
So what do you think, Clarissa or Layla?
Man, listen, man. It's always whoever's hot at that time, they the best at that time. That's how it goes. I just hate that
they didn't have the opportunity to sort of face each other, face off.
Well, you know what? Okay, I agree with you. I give Clarissa the nod only because even as good as Layla was, I don't think her heart was in it like Clarissa Shields is. I mean, because I don't think boxing was everything to Layla Ali. She was carrying on a legacy, and she was good. She had skills, but it wasn't everything. Because I'm thinking, she was still more concerned about being a wife and a mother. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to a woman in the streets in the highlights, and all of that kind of pomp and circumstance. So I think boxing was just a means to an end to move a product line, to get her face out there, to keep the legacy of Ali going. And she just happened to be good at it. But Clarissa is just a pure beast. All she wants to do is beat up men. She's just mad she can't do it in the ring. So I'm not. I don't know whether she's supposed to be going with Papoose, the guy who got messed up by his girlfriend, but I don't know.
I think the way to compare is to see, who did they actually fight? Did they fight any worthy fighters? Did they, you know what I mean? Or was it like light?
No, but they're in a different time frame too. So the ladies that Ali fought, they may have just a small overlap. And any overlap they have was the woman that Shields would fight was probably already washed up.
Okay.
They're like almost 5 to 10 years different.
Yeah.
As apart. Something like that.
Yeah.
Like I said again, when Layla was fighting, she was the best at that time. She was great. You
don't believe in the greatest of all time. So you would dispute Brady being the greatest of all time despite the age.
Based off, what I've seen in Brady and the record and the decades that he's played and the different, I would give him the nod right now. He's won. Patrick be 1A. Patrick win 3 in a row. He can be 1-1.
Okay, so I give Brady. But what about the dude from San Francisco?
He only won what, 2? 1 or 2?
Who are you talking about, Rich?
Are you talking about
Montana?
Montana, but then Montana, I think he won what, 2?
So we're only going solely by rings.
I mean, yeah. If not, then you can. You know how many other? I'm just saying. I would. Shoot, Ken, it's a whole lot of great quarterbacks. Dan Marino, I mean, Brett Favre,
but going to Montana, he had Jerry Rice. It depends also who they're playing with.
And he had the what's the other receiver?
Yeah, Terrell Owens for a second. Didn't he?
Nah, I don't think so.
Nah, that was you talking about Steve Young.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that wasn't Montana. That was before Montana. Yeah, I mean after Montana. I say.
I forgot the second guy that they had on that team with Jerry Rice. Oh,
he was another receiver, hell of a receiver. Won a Super Bowl MVP.
He would have been the first. He would have been the first receiver on any other team. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, was it Clark? Last name was Clark.
He played with Montana.
No.
Yeah, it's not about he caught.
He was a tight end too. He was a tight end.
Yeah, that's why it was a tight. Yeah, it was a tight end.
We can't even think of the man's name.
Yeah. All right. So, gosh, did I? So that was the two things Super Bowl early. Man, I thought I had put a third question there. Oh, and this is the question I wanted you guys. And hell with this shit. And I don't know why it didn't save, but I know what the question is for the third question. And it's not on this piece of paper, but because I didn't update the PDF. Kendrick Lamar is playing the Super Bowl halftime show. The NFL, Jay-Z, they don't want him to play just like us. And if he doesn't play just like us, then why the hell is he there?
Exactly.
Right. Wouldn't that be the reason why he's at the Super Bowl?
How come they don't want him to play?
Because first of all, Drake is suing him, the company, and everybody because they called him a pedo, right? But it insinuated that he was a pedo, right? And he's being petty. But I would say that nobody wants to see Kendrick Lamar if he ain't playing that record, if he ain't performing that.
Of course, I agree. I sure.
I didn't watch any of the Grammys. I heard it was the most downloaded song in the history of mankind.
Yeah, he has to play that song. He doesn't have a choice.
But again, man, we got.
He might change the lyrics though.
Yeah, because you got to think about it to the world. The Super Bowl is watched around the world, right? So when you say they not like us, who you talking about?
And we also so, but that's not the part.
Listen, I know how we think about it. Who we talking about when we say that? Who we talking about? Who is he talking about?
But that's not the controversial part.
Is it like a racial thing, a racial tone?
No, it's really that he's dissing Drake. But you might be right, Ferd. But he's dissing Drake. But what Drake is mad at is it's not like us. It's because he's insinuating that he's a pedo, and and it might be a minor. Listen, man.
Yeah, in this song, there's lyrics that can insinuate that about Drake. However, yes, that's a part of it because we are a socially conscious society today. You can't just throw around certain words, and
not as much as before. Now in the Trump era, almost anything goes.
Well, maybe not.
I think people are too sensitive, man.
It ain't going for him. It ain't going for him.
Okay, so get your point. What's your point saying that they don't want to say just because? Let me tell you, when they go to they ain't like us, every single person in the world is going to be looking at the other guy saying they ain't like us.
Exactly.
So that's why that's going to be cool, right? You think, okay,
I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Listen, I'm gonna say it, man. It's a black and white. It's a black and white thing, man.
Yeah.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, but
it's a black and white thing.
When I first heard it, I thought the same way. I thought it was a black and white thing when I first heard it.
Even with that, the white people are gonna be singing they ain't like us, and they're gonna be talking about your black ass.
Hold on. But I paint. But again,
you don't get it, Rich.
Yeah, because I paint. You gotta think about it. Even let's just say all of us Americans, black and white, we cool with it. Like when you say they not like us, what about Canada? We ain't like y'all. Russia, yes, people, other races, other countries, they ain't like us. So
in the other countries, they're gonna be singing they ain't like. You don't think the song is already over there? When they sing they ain't like us, they talking about y'all.
But that creates the divide. They're right. That creates the divide. You're right.
That's not a divide. That's unity.
Yeah,
no, it's not.
Yeah, but Rich, seriously though, when I first heard it, I thought he was talking about white people.
Right.
White people ain't like us.
Yo, he was the whole.
I mean, that was my first impression.
That's fine. That's fine. But everybody who heard those words had their own impression of it.
Most of them had the same thing.
Since he was pointing at Drake, even if you took the racial,
no. He would have said he's not. He said they. They means like not.
But it was a diss track against Drake.
Nah.
But yeah, I paid. Hold on. No, I paid. That's not fair because initially when it came out, nobody knew this. Once it got rolling in the streets, now we can say, who is it about? Oh, it's about Drake.
No, that's not true. This is a culmination of many. They had a battle going on, and this was his last friend. This was his last gig back at Drake. Now, I don't disagree that when they say they ain't like us, I could take a racial connotation, I could take a sexual connotation, I could take any kind of connotation. But I'm trying to tell you guys to think a little bit differently.
No, but I'm saying
it didn't only sell in the black community. White people are jamming to it.
But our pain, listen, yes, they and he are two different things.
Exactly.
If he just said he's not like us, he's not, then it's different. But Drake's in Canada. So they is in Canada.
The point I'm trying to make to you guys, because y'all don't want to hear it, that everybody internalized this record the way they wanted to. So the white fans were saying they ain't like us, and they thinking about your black ass. And then the people from South Africa say they ain't like us. See, they thinking about the dudes from Nigeria. And then the guys in Nigeria, they ain't like us, thinking about you blackies in America. I mean, everybody says they ain't like us.
It's divisive, right?
No, it's a record.
It's still divisive in a way. The words.
It's a record.
But again,
That's
he has to
fantastic.
sing it. He has to sing it though. Nice too. He
I'm
can't say
just
he's not
trying
gonna
to say the significant that the only person I know who's suing is Drake.
Yeah.
The only person I know who's
right now, but why would you think that they would ban the song? If that's his listen, I never heard of the Kendrick. But what I'm saying is he can't sing the song, right?
No, they didn't say he can't. They don't want him. The rumor is that they don't want him to. We don't know whether it's a hard mandate. The real point is, if he ain't singing the song, then why is he performing?
Nah, he's gonna sing. He's gonna sing it.
Because I don't know any other Kendrick Lamar song besides that song.
No, you do know one.
I don't know none.
Yeah, you do. The one, the soundtrack at the end of the Black Panther. If you watch that movie, that's Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, well, see, I didn't know
all the stars are something. All the stars are, so
yeah, but he
was singing that with a girl. So
he's gonna sing that song, Rich. No,
I know, but the controversy is that there was a request out there. It could just be a vicious rumor to make sure everybody watches it just to see if he does it.
Exactly. He's gonna sing.
But there's no way he's getting off that stage without playing that. I mean, it just can't happen.
Yeah, he's got to sing it.
Yep. Other than that, gentlemen, let's see what else we got on the docket. I think that's so. What's on the docket for the other sports show? They're gonna just talk Super Bowl. Berg. All right, keep going. Okay, boxing. This Benavidez fight was great, man. So just go the Benavidez fight against David Morrell. If you want to see it, it's just go to YouTube and plug that in. It's free now. It was pay-per-view, but it's all over YouTube, the full fight. The winner of that fight gets the winner of this Benavidez and Bivol. Whoever wins that fights Benavidez next. So that should be a great fight.
Okay.
Anyway, that's the end of the show. Like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment. Hit the like button, you guys, on the way out.
Okay, no problem.
That kind of stuff that helps. You know what? I mean, hey, listen, you can always do me a favor and just share this, or like you could simulcast this thing on your channel if you wanted to.
Sure.
That kind of stuff in the future. That'll help out. I'm trying to get some more folks in here. I'm inviting a few other folks, and hopefully they'll come once in a while. And so, as I get my chops together, I just figured out another thing. And I should have known this, but the shorts have been extended to 3 minutes. And if you put your video feed in a vertical position, vertical, up and down, it turns it into a short if it's less than 3 minutes. And so you could make a whole lot more short things. So I'm gonna start doing a little bit more shorts. I got a lot of shorts, but I'm doing this off my computer. Other shorts I was doing off of my phone, and they were less than a minute, and they're all set to music themes.
All right, cool.
So I'm gonna try to get shit. I guess this year I'm gonna try to get monetized. The goal is to get monetized this year.
Sure,
anyway, gentlemen, say what? Go ahead.
I'm saying for sure, man. I think you can do it, man. Good luck, man. Sure.
Wish me luck.
I can see you enjoy it.
Yeah, man. You know what? And I listen. I appreciate you guys coming up, man. Keep me company and shit.
No problem.
And the Super Bowl should be good. I got Kansas City. I got it 31-30.
Wow. Well, you got a field goal at the end of the game, or last possession touchdown?
I have Philly with the ball, scoring to make it 31-30, and they're going for a 2-point conversion.
Wow.
And they miss it. That's a fantasy football. That's a fantasy Super Bowl ending. Of course, they would kick the extra point to bring it into overtime.
Yeah, I have Philly kicking a field goal at the end of the game to win it.
Ooh.
So what's the score?
Give me a score. Over game. I see it like a 24-21.
Okay, so over 40 points though.
Yeah, but that's still low
together.
scoring. I mean, you got two high-powered team only scored 3 touchdowns. That's low for them.
All right, so that's reasonable. What you got, Ferg?
I just say right now, Philly 28-24.
Philly?
Yeah, Philly.
Well, okay. So you got what's that? 52 points?
Yeah.
Because that's the prop bet. The prop bet is, are they going to score more than, I think it's 40, 45, 46 points or something like that. Yeah.
Well,
So
they tell you, if the Chiefs win, you have to put Pat Mahomes in the good conversation because he'll be the first quarterback to win 3 straight Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, of course.
And he's only what is that? 26, 27?
He's probably more like 27, 28.
27, yeah. So that means most likely he's going to end up with at least 6 or 7 rings before he's
Well,
done.
you can't say that. I mean, it sounds good, but you really can't say that. But if he wins, this will be his 4th ring, right?
Yeah,
third.
It'll be a 4th.
4th or third?
No. Remember, he won one, and then he didn't get. Then
he lost to Brady. Then
right, he lost to Brady. He lost to Brady straight head to head.
Oh,
so
that'd be number 4. You're right.
Yeah, be number 4 though. He could be the GOAT.
Yeah, at 27, man, or 28, that's pretty cool. He's young.
Oh man, the guy, as long as they keep putting players around him. And here's the thing, and we didn't talk about this. Remember now, Andy Reid was a Hall of Fame coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. Even without going to Kansas City, he was going to the Hall of Fame.
I think so, yeah.
But I pay. So how can he, as a coach, be a Hall of Fame coach and don't win a Super Bowl, but a player can win 3 MVPs and not be a Hall of Famer?
I never said that.
No, I didn't say you said it, but I'm just throwing it out there because people saying that he's not a valid Hall of Famer.
Oh, Mahomes?
No, I'm just saying your boy Lamar. I'm just
no. He would be. Listen, it'll just be like I call a Pyrrhic victory, because he would be a first ballot Hall of Famer for his regular season play, which that's what they count for. They count that for all of the accolades. They don't count playoff play.
Yeah.
But it would be a tremendous. But every time they talk about him, they will be talking about but he never won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He would get in the Hall of Fame. I mean, sports are littered with great players who never won the big one. Charles Barkley, for example.
Shit.
Charles Barkley, I mean, it was lazy. He had his work.
No, that's not why he didn't win a Super Bowl. Jordan
was Patrick Ewing didn't win a Super Bowl.
Reggie Miller, if you want to get a man mad, talk to Hakeem Olajuwon and tell him he wouldn't have won if Jordan didn't get suspended for 2 years.
Well, that's most likely the case.
Yeah, but he's going to want to fight you because he think he won it on his merit. Him and Charles, what's my man name from the TNT network with the knock knees?
Kenny Smith.
Kenny Smith. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, we could go these comments. That's one thing about sports. You could talk about this stuff all day long, man.
Yeah, all day.
All day long, man. So, gentlemen, I appreciate it. Wait, what you gonna say, Charles? Any last word?
I was gonna say if Jordan is there, he wins 8 in a row, 8 straight. If Jordan is there, you know what I mean. If he didn't retire for 2 years, it would have been.
No, he didn't retire for 2 years. Oh, remember now, the 2 years came in between the threes. He won 3 in a row. Then he was suspended for 2 years, and then
he wasn't suspended out paying. He left the sport. He wasn't suspended out paying. Let me tell you, he left the sport. He wasn't suspended, man.
He left the sport because he was going off the deep end. His father died. He was gambling like crazy. He lost his wife. He's smoking and drinking. And the commissioner took him aside in a closed door meeting and said, "Listen, man, I gotta sit you down so you can get your head right. Do something else for 2 years or a year, and when you're ready, come back." That's my theory, and I'm sticking with it.
But that was his prime years, though, right?
Right, he wasn't suspended. I think you must have been in the boardroom back then, right?
Listen, Coach Berg, Who's on the top of the world and then leaves so abruptly, plays a mediocre game of basketball, just swinging at balls, whizzing past his head.
I think he just wanted a change, man. That's as simple as that.
He wanted to get his head together because he was spiraling out of control.
Yeah, but I don't think he was forced to take, to go out.
Yeah, he wasn't forced, man. He was love of the game, man. He was the number one.
Yeah, all of just trying to tell you that you guys believe what you believe. Just like some people don't believe we landed on the moon, I believe that my man got suspended for 2 years.
Boy, you Catholic school boys, man. Come on.
First of all, go ahead, Charles. Charles. What you
I
saying?
was gonna say, show us some proof of that. Just all that speculation.
Well, your speculation just like me. Your speculation like me. Why is your word more valid than mine?
Mine's more reasonable, Mine's more
you the first person I've ever heard say that about Jordan being suspended.
Oh man, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I ain't never heard that.
If you go to your sports show, if you go to BMU sports show and bring that up, have you guys ever heard of Jordan be suspended for those two? I bet you somebody's going to say, yeah, I heard that. I don't believe it, but I heard it.
I'd like to hear that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to bring it up as soon as I get out.
Hey, man, I'm going to see you later on tonight as Precious's thing.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
All right, if you're stopping by. Hey, man, okay. Hey, Charles, man. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Every week, man, at 7 o'clock, I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
I'll talk to you tomorrow during the day.
You got it.
I'll let you know how I'm doing.
All right,
Thanks,
later.
Later, gentlemen. Bye.
Anyway, so there's our show for the night. And listen, I appreciate anybody who came up in the audience, hit that like button, and I appreciate it. So here's the outro, and good night.
Grab your friends, it's time to play. Join the fun, we're here all day. Watch the game with drinks in hand. On the swivel, let's take a stand. On the edge of our seats, we live for the thrill. In this moment together, we're feeling the chill. So here's to the laughter as we gaze at the stars. We say goodnight from the swivel at the sports bar. In the flicker of the screens where our spirits ignite, let's cherish this time as we fade into light. Tasty bites and big screen thrills. Every moment gives you chills. High fives and cheers, it's quite a sight. Join the crowd, it feels so right. As the game goes on, our hearts beat as one. Memories in the making, oh, this night's just begun. So here's to the laughter as we gaze at the stars. We say goodnight from the swivel at the sports bar. In the flicker of the screens where our spirits ignite, let's cherish this time as we fade into light. So good night, my friends, till we meet again. In this world of the game, through thick and through thin.